Homework 8 3.2. We're doing a bit of factorizing to start with. We're looking for common factors. Common factor of 22 and 10 is 2. I'm then going to see what I have to multiply 2 by, 11, and what I have to multiply 2 by to get 10x is 5x. Question 2. Common factor there is 5. I have to multiply that by 3x to get 15x, and by 2 to get 10. Question 3. Let's look for the like terms. a to the 4 times a to the 4 is a to the power of 8. We add the indices when we've got the same base. And then I've got b times by b, so that's just going to give me b squared. 8 squared times b squared. Now, I don't need that multiply, so it's just a to the 8 b squared. If you've got a to the 8 times b squared, you can mark that as correct, but please do show that you can write it in this way. Next question, question 4. I've got a cubed times a to the 4, that's a to the power 7, multiplied by b squared, so that's just a7b squared. Question 5. Right, I'm going to take my time a little bit more with this. No, not with this one. This one's okay, because this one's just addition. So 81.8 plus 0.8, just being careful there, that's going to give me 6 and 2 and 8, 82.6. Next question, 13.2 times by 3.3. This is the one where I'm going to take a bit more time. Whatever method you use, if you use a grid method, if you use a column method for multiplying, that will probably depend on what you were taught at primary school. Okay, but whatever method you use, I don't mind, but we're going to convert these to whole numbers. So my first thing to do is to change to whole numbers, or integers. I'm going to use the proper word there for whole numbers, which is integers. So I'm going to change them to integers. So I've got 132 times by 33. Now, I'm pretty sure that you guys all know how to do a 3-digit by 2-digit multiplication. If you don't know how to do that, if you don't have a solid method that you go to do that, then you need to work on that. But presuming you do, 132 times by 33 is 4,356. Now, I can tell straight away that this will be 43.56, because about 13 times by about 3 is going to be somewhere in that region. It comes to 39, and this is a little bit more than that, so I can see that it will be 43.56. But if you didn't spot that straight away, you can see that that's being multiplied by 10, and that one's being multiplied by 10. So the whole thing now is 100 times too large. So in order to get it correct, I need to then divide it by 100, 43.56. Adding numbers with different denominators, I need a common denominator, which here is 12. That's times by 3, tops times by 3. That's times by 4, tops times by 4. 17 twelfths, which is the same as 1 whole, and 5 twelfths. Again, common denominator here, lowest common multiple, so 10, 10. We're going to subtract, so a half is the same as 5 tenths, a fifth is the same as 2 tenths, 3 tenths is my answer. Question 9. Find the nth term. We're going up 4. Up, 4, up, 4. My nth term is 4n. Now, I need to get to 1. So for the first one, we got 4 times by 1. Remember that the n value is the term number. So to get to 1 from 4, 4 times 1, I need to take away 3. 4n, take away 3. Next one, up 8. Up 8. Up 8, so it's 8n. To get from 8, because 8 times by 1 would be 8, to 9, I have to add 1. Remember, the n stands for the term number. Question 11. 18 divided by 0.9. Right, here's the easiest way to do it, I think, probably, is I'm going to change that to 180 divided by 9. Right, these are the same thing. 18 divided by 0.9 is the same as 180 divided by 9. Because I've just used equivalent fractions. So the value has not changed. So we could do a little bus stop if you wanted to. It's pretty straightforward. It goes in twice, it doesn't go in. My answer here is 20. Similar idea here, 3.6 divided by 0.3 is the same as 36 divided by 3, because I'm using equivalent fractions, and that's just 12. Question 13. I'm going to add 9. I'm going to add 9. Here we need to be a little bit careful. Minus 1 plus 9 is going to give me 8. So 8x equals 8, so x is equal to 1, because once I've divided by 8 both sides. First expand the bracket out. 3 times by 3x gives me 9x. 3 times by minus 5 gives me minus 15. That equals 21. Add 15 to both sides. Gives me 9x equals 36. Divide both sides by 9. Gives me x equals 4. There would be another way to do this, and that would be to divide by 3 first. So I could do 21 divided by 3. That would give me 3x minus 5 equals 7. I could then add the 5 to both sides, which would give me 3x equals 12. Then divide by 3x equals 4. So either way round will work. Next one, divide 64 in the ratio 5 to 11. So there's 16 parts there. If it's a ratio question, I ask myself how much is one part worth. I'm going to do 64 divided by 16, which gives me 4. So each one is worth 4. So I got 5 times 4, which is £20, and I got 11 times by 4, which is £44. I've got 8 parts there. I ask myself how much is one part worth, and in this case, to work it out, I'm going to do 40 divided by 8, which is £5 per part. So I got 3 times 5, which is £15, and I've got 5 times 5, which is £25. Express 90% as a fraction in its lowest form. Well, 90% literally means 90 out of 100, which is the same as 9 out of 10, if I'm simplifying that and making it in the lowest possible form, in its simplest form. 11 out of 25 as a percentage. Well, if you have something out of 25, a percentage means out of 100, so I've got to make it out of 100. So I have to times that by 4, so I'm timesing that by 4, gives me 44, which is 44 out of 100, which is 44%. Find the gradient of the line. Well, our equation for equations of lines work like this. The m, for some reason, is the gradient. So my gradient here is the coefficient of x. The coefficient means the number which is multiplying the variable, and that here is 4. In this case, the number which is multiplying the variable, the coefficient of x, is this minus 2. Be sure to include the correct symbol. The gradient there is minus 2. Mark your work, give it a score.